doesn't matter. We've had our thick and thin, enough to know that I would rather not go through life without you. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends. And in the end, I'm just glad we're friends.
Hey everybody, Chico and Poppy here, with Poppy getting ready to make another meal, and we're going to be doing the big kahuna today. Sauce and meatballs, spaghetti sauce and meatballs. Don't ever call it gravy, it's sauce, okay? Alright, we're going to get started right away, okay? We're going to be putting 4 cans of diced tomatoes into a big pot, okay? Keep that on a low. These are petite. I kind of like the petite a little bit better. We're going to get started right away. Chico's at school and the bus is going to be coming soon, so we got to get a move on, okay? I got this warming up. What we're going to do is we're going to fry some, we're going to put some olive oil in here, 100% olive oil like I always tell you, and we're going to put a couple cloves of garlic in here. We're going to give this olive oil some garlic flavor. I have diced up here about 2 cups of onions and 2 cups of green pepper. About half a cup here I have of garlic. I've done a whole bunch of parsley here, so we're good to go. I got sausage here, about 6 to 8 sausages, casings removed. Okay, let me just tell you real quick. About sauce, okay? Our sauce, spaghetti sauce, with Grandma Jen is the one who taught us all how to cook and make the spaghetti sauce. Came from her parents over from Alessano, Italy. And we didn't put a lot in it. Spaghetti sauce, people think it's supposed to have a whole bunch of stuff in it. And really, the old-fashioned Italians will tell you that it's not true. That there's not a lot in a regular spaghetti sauce. But there is, however, what they call a Sunday sauce. And a Sunday sauce is at the end of the week, and Grandma Jen would be making sauce, and that's the time when you can add a whole bunch of stuff. You can add sausage and peppers and onions and different things like that. Ground beef if you wanted to. Because that is the one day of the week that you're going to church, you got it on a slow cooker, slow cooking everything. People are going to church, they're coming home, the kids are coming in and out of the house, and there's different people coming in and out, and you have that sauce cooking all day. And you're allowed to, like on that Sunday sauce, to add sausage and peppers and onions. Normally you wouldn't do that. Normally your peppers and onions would go to a veal and peppers or to a chicken cacciatore or something like that. It wouldn't go to the regular spaghetti sauce. But Sunday sauce, my family likes better than regular spaghetti sauce. So every time I make spaghetti sauce or sauce and meatballs, it's Sunday sauce. So I just wanted you to know that there is a difference from spaghetti sauce to Sunday sauce, veal and peppers, bolognese. Each one is a little bit different than the other. And normally you wouldn't be putting peppers and onions into your sauce. Of course, there's different Italians, there's different regions, and everybody has their own way of doing it. I'm just telling you the way our family does it. It's not a lot in the sauce unless you're making Sunday sauce. Okay? As I'm rambling on, this is already done here. This garlic is browned up. I'm just going to throw that right in there so we don't waste it. And what we're going to do is we're going to fry some paste in that nice flavorful olive oil. Okay? This is a 12-ounce can. And this is a 6-ounce can. Okay, and we're going to cook this paste low, and we're going to stir it a lot And when it starts to move, and it's not so pasty, when it starts to move around a little bit and work a little more workable, then we're going to add it to our tomatoes, okay? Here we go. We're going to get that going like that. What else? All right, we got our diced tomatoes going there. Why don't we add a little bit of parsley? And let's add some cheese. Some Parmesan cheese. Okay, I've said this before on different episodes, but do not cut corners. When you're cooking Italian food, you need to have 100% olive oil. Okay, you need to have the real Parmesan cheese. You need to have the real stuff. You can't cut corners. If you start using Western oil and you know, vegetable oil, you're not going to get that same flavor as you would if you're using olive oil. And I know I've said it 100 times, but it's just a fact. Okay, and then like I've told you before, layers. We're going to be cooking this paste off, and we're going to be adding it to our tomatoes. And then we're going to be cooking off the sausage, and we're going to add that to the tomatoes. Then we're going to be cooking off the peppers, and we're going to add that to the tomatoes. And then we're going to be cooking our onions, and we're going to be adding that. It's all going to be in layers. Takes a lot of time, but that's how you're going to get the best flavor. Okay, and then we're also going to be making meatballs in a little bit as well. Okay, so we're going to be letting this cook here so this paste can thicken up. It's going to probably take about a half an hour, okay? Okay, it's been about a half an hour. This paste is ready to be added over here to the tomatoes. I want to add a little bit of Italian seasoning here, probably about 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to go ahead, we're going to add this paste. Now what I did during the half an hour here is I added a little bit of red wine to the paste. It was something Grandma Jen used to always do. I also gave a little swig over there. It's completely up to you if you want to do that or not. We're going to add this paste. I'm going to use this same pan now to cook off the sausage, and then we're going to go to the peppers, and then we're going to go to the onions. But before that, I'm going to use my boat motor now, and I'm going to get the consistency that I want in my tomatoes, okay? I don't want it completely pureed, but I want it mostly pureed. What's good about that, I call it the boat motor, but what's good about that is that you can watch it and you can get the consistency that you want. Alright, I'm turning this up. We're going to start cooking the sausage off now. I'm going to want that to be crumbled. Of course, you can leave some in the casing if you want, and you could cut them up and you can put them in there as well. Because like I said, this is a Sunday sauce and not a spaghetti sauce, so you can go ahead and add that sausage if you want to. I took the casings off of this because I want it to all crumble up into the sauce, okay? So we're going to go ahead and start cooking this off. Now what I also did during this half an hour time that the paste was cooking is I started getting my meatball mixture ready, and I can give you that as well. The big secret to your sauce not being bitter, a lot of people want to add sugar and stuff like that. You don't add sugar. The secret is pork. And if you have pork in your meatballs, you will get a better tasting sauce. You won't need any sugar or anything like that. So we use straight up pork. Sometimes our family will use a meatball mixture, which is veal, beef, and pork. But our family prefer straight up pork. So I have a pound of ground pork here. I have 2 eggs scrambled, and I also add just a little bit of water to that. I have a half a cup of breadcrumbs seasoned, I have a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I have I have 2 tablespoons of the chopped garlic and 4 tablespoons of the parsley. And I'm going to mix that all up, and we're going to be making meatballs once everything else is into the sauce. This is ready to get stirred up. Okay, so we're going to start squishing our sausage, start getting it to cook. Okay, this sausage is about ready. We're going to add this now to our tomatoes. Get it all in there. Okay, and now we're going to add some olive oil, and we're going to do our peppers. Okay, these peppers are just about done. We're not going to cook these peppers to death because they're going to be going in the sauce and cooking some more. But when the peppers are just about ready, I'm going to add a little bit of our garlic here. Maybe like a tablespoon. And this is ready to go into the sauce. Okay, olive oil, and now we go to the onions. Layers, layers and layers of flavor. Okay, these onions are just about ready. I'm going to add some more garlic here now to the onion, about a tablespoon. This is ready to be added to the sauce. I'm going to move this over to here now so I can see it a little bit better. I'm going to bring over my water so that I can cook my pasta. Take a look at your sauce now. If it's a little too thick, you can add a little bit of water or chicken broth. Make sure you remember that what I've told you in the past. If it's thin, you want to leave the cover off. If it's thick, leave the cover on. Mine is a little bit thick right now, so I'm going to probably add a little bit of water to this and put the cover on. I'm going to let this simmer for 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to be adding the meatballs. And we do not brown the meatballs in the oven or in a frying pan. We put them in raw in our family, and you'll get so much better flavor that way. All of that pork flavor is going to be right into the sauce. You're not going to lose any of that flavor by cooking it off ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to give this about 15-20 minutes, and then we're going to be adding the meatballs. Alright guys, so it's been 15-20 minutes or so. I've been letting the sauce slow cook here. I had a little extra garlic left over. I put that right in here, and I also threw some of this fresh parsley in here with a little more cheese. I add cheese periodically. I think total is probably like a cup in total that I've added, and I just do it in stages. I add a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. But it probably comes out to about a cup. But I've made the meatballs. Meatballs are all ready here. Like I said, we're not browning them or nothing else. We're putting them right into the sauce. Now, make sure you do not stir this sauce until these meatballs cook a little bit, or they'll break all up like your sausage, okay? You got to be very, very careful. I make my meatballs a little smaller than I used to, and you get a few extra that way. Kids like them like that. There we go, and I'm just going to press them down lightly here into the sauce, and we're going to let these cook at least an hour. The thing about your sauce is that the whole reason they called it Sunday sauce is that it's something that you're slow cooking. It's something you're doing when you have time during the day. You're home in the day, you're cleaning the house, this and that, you're working around the house, and on the stove you got sauce slow cooking, because the longer you cook it, the better your sauce is. So we've been going along here, and now we have the meatballs in, and we're close to the final stages. We're going to go at least an hour here with the meatballs cooking here. Alright, and in the meantime, I'm going to be making some of the pasta ahead of time. Alright? Alrighty, so we're taking a look at this sauce now. Now, I told you that we're going to let this slow cook for a little bit. What I did is I let it cook for a couple hours. I went in the other room with Chico, we watched some TV, and I let this slow cook, because the longer you can cook your sauce, the better your sauce turns out. So this sauce is perfect right now. I've made our pasta, and I've told you before that you don't even have to heat this up. bring it back to life in the water, because this sauce is so hot that this will come right back to life. I've also made one of Grandma Jen's favorites here. This is fried breadcrumbs, and all you got to do here is with some 100% olive oil, and you take some breadcrumbs and you brown them up. Grandma Jen used to do this back in the day when it was expensive for the Parmesan cheese. She used to make this, and whenever I have this, I think of her. Of course, I think of her every time I make the sauce, because it's the same recipe, give or take. Like I said, I make this into a Sunday sauce, but it's the same theory. Grandma Jen is still going strong with the recipes. So here's some spaghetti here. Gonna put some of this sauce on here, like that. Couple meatballs. And why don't we put some of those breadcrumbs on top? You know, you can even do a little Parmesan cheese too. Of course, I got about a cup of that in there, but here you go. Doesn't that look nice? Homemade spaghetti and sauce, meatballs.
Ew, free food.
There you go, Chico. Looking good, huh? Chico always comes when his food is done. I'm not even gonna ask him how it is, because I already know. Careful, it's going to be super hot. You're going to burn your mouth. Hot today, hot tamale.
Just kidding.
Oh, you like the spaghetti. I made ziti for Angelina.
I don't like it. I love it.
Ah, all right, well, let's fix our plates. We just got to wrap this up. Remember what Grandma Jen used to always say? Enjoy your life.
And your food.
And your food. Boy, you made me work for that one. Enjoy your life and your food every day. Ciao.